This video is primarily for the secularist community. I want to give my opinion of definitions, because I think the religious and the non-religious at times don't quite understand what each other is talking about. A lot of this is ignorance, but a lot of it is self-imposed ignorance. First of all, and these are just my opinions, but they are opinions shared by many secularists. There's a big difference between religion versus science and belief in God versus non-belief. Religion, in my humble opinion, and science are basically vehicles. Science seems to be a vehicle that works on facts for the most part. Religion, for the most part, works on faith. It's fine if people are religious. It's okay if people are more scientifically inclined. At times, people can be both. There are plenty of scientists that are religious, plenty of scientists that are atheists. What bothers me is the fanatics. Example are people that actually believe the earth and universe is 10,000 years old. These are not only fanatics, but for sake of a better term, for lack of a better term, I'll try to put this as mildly as I can, they are also stupid. Then there are the various terms used to describe belief and non-belief, and admittance of knowledge or lack of knowledge. In my opinion, there is no such thing as an agnostic. No one can say, I'm an agnostic. You could say, I am agnostic or gnostic about something. I am agnostic about pipe smoking. I'm a beginner. I don't know a lot of the things involved with pipe smoking. I need to learn quite a bit. And probably the day I die, if this doesn't kill me, I will still be someone that needed to learn more. Agnostic simply means you feel you lack the knowledge of any subject. Gnostic means that you feel, or I feel, or they feel, he or she, that they seem to have adequate enough information to make a decision. Whether they believe in a certain subject, for instance, whether they want to believe in God or not. Some are Gnostic, they say yes, it's definitely this God. Some are agnostic theists that believe, yeah, my religion may be the right religion, but, I don't really know for sure, and that's how they feel. There are people like me that are agnostic atheists. Atheist doesn't believe in God. When you put the term agnostic in there, you admit that you don't know all the facts. It's possible that God exists. However, you need more facts and more information to give adequate proof. Some people make the mistake of judging atheists as people that worship science. That's nothing but bullshit. Most atheists like myself are atheists because of our take, and it comes out of the heart. We don't look at the world the same way as theists do. We see the trouble in the world, and we feel there can't possibly be a God unless it's proven. Other people say, theists will give, in my opinion, all kinds of excuses. Well, God has a plan, we just don't know it. And that's just one example of all the excuses. And it kind of makes me revert to something I often say, is that man invented God, and man continues to make excuses for his non-involvement in human affairs. There have been alleged involvement in human affairs throughout the years expressed through religion, but most of this has been proven to be nonsense. In fact, in my opinion, all of it has. I haven't seen it. I never met Jesus. I never met Muhammad. I never met Zeus. I never met Apollo. So as far as I'm concerned, they could all be a fictitious character. Fictitious characters. Who knows? Personally, I think Jesus did exist, but I don't buy this divinity stuff. So I remain an agnostic atheist. There are also non-theists that are a little different than atheists in the fact that some atheists wish their religions were true. Non-theists really don't. A perfect non-theist was Christopher Hitch, who claimed that he hopes that it's not true, especially the Judeo-Christian God. My opinion would be nice if he existed, but it would be nice if he was a little different than the way he's described in his texts, his alleged text, the Quran and the Bible. It would be nice if he had a different plan than what's presented. And the plan that's presented is something I don't want to be around, part of. Gnostic atheists feel they have all the facts. They say there is no God, definitely, and it's a very few group. In my opinion, from what I've seen, Gnostic theists outnumber Gnostic atheists. Actually, theists outnumber atheists anyways. But there are more theists out there, believers in a specific God. A Gnostic theist, for instance, is a Muslim that says Allah is the only way and that's it. There are a heck of a lot more of those kind of people in the world, among Christianity, other religions too, that claim they have all the facts and that's it. There's nothing else but this religion. Anything else is apostasy or worldly or ridiculous. And somewhere in the middle you also have what's called deists. Deists fall into different categories. There are Christian deists, there are general deists, people such as, where's the clock? There are Christian deists, there are general deists. I think Thomas Paine and Thomas Jefferson were probably more leaning toward a Christian deist. Deists basically believe that there is some sort of God, but religion and the sacred texts that explain religion, that induced religion, many different religions, such as within Christianity, thousands of religions, which is based on biblical writings, are man-made. They believe in a God, but they believe religion, including the texts that are involved with religion, are man-made. It's an interesting concept. I went through different phases to agnostic theist in my religion. I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I was a deist for a while, and I met with an atheist group, and they said, the way you're talking, you sound like an atheist. And I've come to grips with the fact that I am an agnostic atheist, bordering possibly on a pantheist, which is another group that's very seldom mentioned. I believe Albert Einstein may have been a pantheist. That is the belief that God might be an it. It may be a supernatural force that we are not aware of, that's completely different from the physical cosmos that we see, both on the planet and outside. That is a higher possibility, in my opinion, than the God that the deists and the theists, the thought of that kind of a God that they entertain, unless it's proven differently. hey, if Thor comes down here and he can prove that he is Thor, then hey, I'll start praying 5 times a day on my knees toward Denmark. That's no problem. But that hasn't happened, and I don't think it will. So, those are my opinions on these terms. Anybody else that... Lost you there for a second. Anybody that disagrees with me and wishes to make a comment and have a friendly chat, that's fine. I'm not really interested in getting into arguments or somebody overly critiquing my diction. I don't want to have a discussion with my 8th grade English teacher. It's the thought behind the conversation that counts, not the spelling, unless it's really out of whack. Not the vernacular or the diction or whatever, unless that's way out of whack. All you fellow atheists out there, I wish you the best.